Having a baby can feel like you're on an emotional roller coaster.
I wanted more children, but due to the traumatic experience I had with my firstborn, I didn't feel like I could go through it again.
When my youngest child was born, I was really worried that I wouldn't get emotionally attached to my new child.
We've created a tool to help you think about and note down what you might need from the people who will support you along this journey. It's called an emotional safety plan.
Knowing that everyone was fully aware of my situation as it was gave me lots of reassurance and confidence.
It was massively reassuring to me to have support from my husband and my midwife.
Download the plan, then fill it out with the things you need to help you feel safe, calm and supported.
Domestic abuse can affect anyone, male or female, low paid or wealthy, gay or straight.
When I was 18, I was pregnant. I experienced a lot of mental and emotional abuse, financial as well.
I thought, well, we can't carry on like this. This is my baby we're talking about, and I don't want them to grow up feeling like this and actually believing that this is normal behaviour and this is what a loving relationship is.
Domestic abuse can take many forms, and it can be a single incident or a series of incidents, and it can be physical, coercive control, including psychological and emotional abuse, sexual, financial, and also digital abuse.
If you find that someone's shouting at you, if you find that you're being called names, if you find that you're being put down, all of those things are what we would call red flags. They're things to look out for in the relationship.
Pregnancy is a great opportunity to disclose or talk about domestic abuse relationships, because often it's the first time you're in contact with a healthcare professional, or it's even the first time you've been asked about your relationship.
Anyone talking to me about domestic violence, the one thing that they're worried about is being judged. And the one advice that I would give to anyone is to don't be afraid, and there is a way out.
It's taken a lot of help and support to make it work, but it's worked, you know. We are co-parenting and getting on, and both of our children, they're happy.
Definitely reach out for help. There's no shame in speaking and breaking your silence. It's actually liberating. There are services that are there to help.
It can be a little bit of a roller coaster, but it's the beginning of being safer, and that's really important.
So if you recognise you're in an abusive relationship, or you recognise that you're using abusive behaviours, then it's time to seek help and support.
You know, when I look at my son and I hear him laughing and seeing him smile, as long as I can stay true to that, then I have everything I need.
When you or your partner are pregnant and just after your baby is born, you can feel more vulnerable. Part of this is because of a threat response that gets triggered automatically in our bodies. So we might protest and get angry. This is our fight response. We might feel like running away or just pretending this isn't happening to us. This is our flight response. When fight or flight are not available to us, for example during labour and birth, we might freeze. We might go elsewhere in our minds and just wait for it all to be over. If we can recognise our stress responses, we can use simple techniques to try to manage them. I'm going to share with you a breathing exercise that you can use at any time. Breathing is the quickest way to tell our body that we are safe. If we take a long, slow breath in through the nose and just focus on a longer out breath out through the mouth, that sends our body into a state of rest and digest, and it tells our body that we've got nothing to worry about.
Your pregnancy journey is something that's very unique to you, and that's why personalised care in your maternity care is very important.
Midwives are actually now working towards giving more personalised care for every woman. And this actually means taking into account spiritual, cultural, religious and medical needs for that woman.
You may be offered extra monitoring, examinations, medication or other interventions to basically try and help reduce and manage any possible risks that may affect you and the baby.
We need to be able to explore women's choices and facilitate it as best as the resources that we have allow for.
There's nothing wrong with being persistent about what your needs are. What middle ground could yourself and a healthcare professional meet?
Consent means saying yes, and that means saying yes to treatment that you thoroughly understand and have received all of the information for in a way that you understand.
If you're giving consent for an intervention, we really want that to be based on you having a good knowledge of the benefits, the risks and the alternatives.
That enables the woman to think about it and to say, yes, I agree or not, I don't agree. And in fact, it's her body, she doesn't have to agree to anything.
If you do not understand the information that has been given to you, you can absolutely ask for more time and for more discussion around the choices that you would like to make.
Ask for a second opinion, ask for them to repeat themselves, ask for clarity.
It is not like a headmaster-student situation. Okay, they are the healthcare professionals, but you are there actually as their equal.
To educate yourself, you need to think about your options around place of birth, whether you want pain relief, what your choices are in pregnancy.
Read as much as you can about what is available to you. If you've heard that you can have something, find out about it.
We had a birthing plan and we discussed things around medication, and we just spoke about, I guess, what kind of birth we wanted to have.
So we plan for what exactly you want, and then you plan for if it goes down a different pathway.
You might also find that what you thought you wanted when you're in labour isn't actually what you want. So you may find that you change your mind, and that's okay too.
Having somebody with you who understands you and is supporting you on an emotional level offers you companionship and it offers you support.
Always have someone who's there to hear the information that sometimes we don't hear, because sometimes there's so much going on.
There's this manly thing in general that you shouldn't tell anyone what you're going through. But you won't be supporting your birth partner or wife if you are struggling yourself.
Listening to your body and your gut feeling about what's going on inside your body and finding the words to explain that to somebody can make you feel physically and emotionally safer.
It is your pregnancy, it is your body, it is your decision. So always ask for what you want.
During pregnancy and birth, you'll be offered choices and asked to make decisions. It's important you understand the options and are able to weigh up the pros and cons so you can decide which one is right for you. And if you want to consent to a medical intervention that is offered. Here's a useful tool to help you make decisions. Use your brain. If you need more information from health professionals to understand the risks, benefits and alternatives, just ask.
When I started my pregnancy journeys, I knew that because of previous sexual trauma, it was going to be so important to me to have both choice and also to feel informed and to be heard. I chose to tell my healthcare providers that I had experienced previous sexual abuse.
I would consider disclosing to them your history, because it can be a really important piece of information for us as professionals to know, because it might help us understand what's happening or preempt what might be happening for you in the future.
Knowing when to say to someone, oh, actually, this is triggering me, is what self-agency is. When you have the power to say something about this, either inside of me or outside of me does not feel right, that has to come from yourself, even if your healthcare professional has it very clearly written on your notes, previous sexual trauma.
When you have a positive experience of birth, it's going to help regain that bodily control that you lost. So there is massive light at the end of the tunnel.
I was 16 when I was subjected to female genital mutilation. I just didn't want anyone to know about it. I was ashamed of myself. I was feeling as if it was my fault. I was feeling as if everyone would now know I'm not a complete woman.
When a woman accesses maternity care, should be asked the FGM question. If she answers yes to that question, she would be referred to see the FGM specialist midwife. So it's important that you tell your healthcare professional that you've experienced FGM or cutting, because you deserve the best care, and that includes support, safety.
My first child, my daughter, was born a week late on our wedding anniversary, and that was it was the greatest gift I could have wished for. There's nothing to be ashamed of. There's a lot of help out there. I got the support that I needed. So don't be in silence yourself. You need to go out and seek for help. And remember, it's not your fault that that was done to you.